this is Melissa.
I'm Chris.
And we're making this video because on my Instagram, I set out a questions. I said, if anybody has questions, we are ready to answer them. And a lot of people do, about our really nature-based Montana lifestyle.
Right, I think, as we were going through all these questions, that was sort of the leading factor or the theme that we saw come out. Because we try to live a lifestyle that is as natural as possible. You know, we love being outside, we love nature, we love hunting, fishing, camping, making fires, living off the land. And at the same time, we also see that we live in a modern world as well. I know that's been my personal life philosophy is, you know, how can I integrate both of these worlds? So how can I live totally as connected as possible to nature, but how can I also live in a modern world and build businesses on the internet and be good with finances and money management and all that kind of stuff so that it supports what we want to do?
The vision. Yeah, and kind of like, how am I gonna buy the land, buy the house? I feel like so many people I've met along the way that live so healthy and natural and clean sometimes live in vans, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I've lived in the car too, but there's a way to integrate it where you can have, you know, the modern, I heard someone the other day say the modern homesteader, just kind of like meshing the worlds of the modern business world with barefoot hiking, you know?
Right, exactly. And I think Melissa and I set out to co-create, and also with our son Jeremiah, this family vision of exactly what we're talking about. You know, Melissa and I both believe in the same things, and we both were getting behind this vision together for our family. And we also asked, like, how do we want to raise Jeremiah? You know, what kind of lifestyle do we want him to be brought up in? What kind of place do we want him to grow up in? You know, we want to be around a lot of nature, a lot of fresh water, a lot of abundance of space and openness, but also, like Melissa's saying, not alienating the fact that we do live in this hyper-connected, you know, internet-based, online world full of commerce and business and all that.
Right.
So, you know, when Jeremiah came along, Melissa and I got together and really co-created this vision of what we wanted for our family and our lives.
Yeah, and somebody had told Chris that babies bring 2 loaves of bread, and the business was born when Jeremiah was born. It was true, you know, babies bring abundance. So that's part of the story. You need to have a baby. No.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps. But also, you know, combining with that practical skills and application. You know, we hear a lot about this idea of sort of manifestation and just, you know, create your vision board and then poof, your perfect house pops up in front of you. And while there is truth to that, it also takes work. And I know both Melissa and I have been entrepreneurs pretty much our entire adult life. We have worked for other people too at different times. And I know personally that's been extremely beneficial. But we've always had sort of this vision and this dream of creating our lives the way we want them. And, you know, we've both developed a tremendous amount of skills in entrepreneurship and business management and marketing and branding and, you know, managing money. And all of that really comes into play when you're crafting that vision for your life, because, you know, just like a fire needs wood and kindling, and you need fuel for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I know there's that saying to pray and move your feet. You know, you can have the vision, you can pray for these things, but we are definitely feet movers. You know, actually, like, I don't think, I became an entrepreneur when I was like 5, you know, like selling lemonade and beating necklaces as fast as I can, you know, so it's like, so here's the thing. So I know a lot of you want to know, like, how do we have this lifestyle? And I feel like both of us have this innate gift of being an entrepreneur, but what if someone, it doesn't really have that? Like, I feel like really lucky that we've had this. And so we're like, let's do it. And we made this happen. But there's probably steps along the way.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you know, everybody has a different journey, right? And yeah, there's a lot of people out there pushing that idea of the entrepreneurial dream. or you build your own business and you do it all yourself and you make all this money and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's great and it's good for some people, but you know, not everybody's an entrepreneur. And just because that might be you, if you aren't into creating businesses and all the tremendous amount of work and you know, potential failure that happens along the way, there's ways to do this otherwise. And I think that's really important. So, you know, first come up with your vision. What is it that you want your life to look like?
Yeah.
What's most important to you? What are your values? What is it that you're really after? And then be open to possibilities. Like, I mean, we just in this modern world with the internet, the ability to work virtually is, I think, present in nearly every company. You know, you don't have to do
what it is now.
Yeah, you don't have to do the 9-to-5 thing anymore. And there's a lot of really sort of forward-thinking, creative companies that you can work for that will allow you to work from home. They'll allow you to have time off. They'll allow you to go out and, you know, take a week off to do a primitive skills gathering or go on a hunting trip or whatever it is you want to do. So, you know, don't let that force you into being a business owner if that's not exactly what's right for you.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many opportunities all around. Like, I mean, this is so simple, but elderberry gummies, you could sell them at a farmer's market. I mean, you could just maybe you can't buy like 20 acres on selling elderberry gummies, but I feel like if some people need to start somewhere, there's always creative ideas out there. And then as you're selling your inspiration to people and your handmade things, maybe you meet people along the way and you have your vision in your back pocket, and you don't know how that's gonna escalate. To just start somewhere.
Right, you gotta start somewhere, and that can be the simplest thing imaginable, like what Melissa's describing here. Just start with something. You know, when you create your vision, get a solid conviction around it, and then just be open. Look around, see what ideas come to you. You know, I remember my first business was a window cleaning company, and I was working at a surf shop. I was a broke surf bum on Maui, and my friend who was another broke surf bum with me, he said, "Hey, let's do something. Let's get out of here. Let's change our lives. Let's start a business." I said, "Yeah, great." And I said, "What do you want to do?" He said, "Well, let's be window cleaners." And I thought, well, you mean like those guys that are, you know, squeegeeing the windows at the stoplight? And he said, no, like window clean on buildings and big houses. But I said, okay. But I guess what it did was it opened my mind. And one day I was driving around through town and looking at all the buildings, and it just struck me that, oh my gosh, there are so many windows out there. They're everywhere, and they're all dirty, and they all need to be cleaned, you know. And I think
business,
great business. But it was because I would think, you know, I opened my mind to possibilities, and then when sort of this divine thing came into my life, I was able to say, yeah, let's do that, let's try it.
Yeah, you didn't shut him down.
Yeah, and I saw the opportunity, and then the business ended up being incredibly successful, and you know, I sold it a few years later and moved back to the mainland, and you know, used it to fuel my next business.
I mean, there's possibilities.
Yeah, just with like your friend at work saying, hey, have you ever heard of doing this thing? You know?
Right, so many things.
But just be open to it and have the vision.
Yeah. So I guess that's that to wrap the video up is, we have an online business and we have our feet in the ground. So you can do both. You know, that's kind of, I think, the gist of most of the questions were like, how do you have this lifestyle and what do you guys do for work?
Right, yeah, and people are wondering, we have an e-commerce business, so we sell products online right now, but that's just the sort of current thing we're doing. And yeah, like Melissa's saying, that's how we're able to have this lifestyle, how to have free time, how to have money to fuel it, how to buy the land, housing, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Right, and we're not, I wouldn't say we're married, we're not married to this business.
Right.
You know, we are open all the time with organic ideas flowing, you know, and we're just gonna, or I think businesses do come organically, and you gotta let that be in that flow state.
Exactly, yeah, that's a really good point. You know, while we're so grateful, and this is such an incredible thing that we're in now, we're always thinking, okay, well, what else is out there. You know, how else are we supposed to be serving?
Yeah, exactly. What else is going to feed our soul and your soul? And you could ask yourself that too, like what really feeds my soul? Because that's probably going to feed someone else's soul and light that fire in you.
So thanks for watching. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, has this resonated with you, or
what's your vision?
Yeah. What's your vision? What is it that you want to create? What does it look like? And you know, what's the first step to getting there?
And please ask more questions so that we can make more videos.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.
Have a good day.